Eric Gordon, DC Creepers, Otis Street Arts Project. Here's a virtual tour of my work. Thank you for checking it out. Assemblage piece. This is a technique I've been using in my studio lately where I take old paint peels from old paintings and palettes and collage with them. And a lot of the words on these pieces are inspired by like song lyrics or poetry stuff that I have. And then I do some of these abstract comic strip concepts in my work. So you'll see some of that as we go. This is a theremin player to show in DC. Here's another one of these assemblage pieces. This one's a little bit more rudimentary maybe. It's got a lot of chunks of found objects too. And then these little funky comic strips. Here's one that's also a musically inspired one. It's sort of a loose portrait riff on a singer that I like. I've changed a lot of the details, but that was the inspiration. So there's a song lyric that's sort of connected to her on there. Another one of these paint assemblage things. A little bit of paint here and there. Tiny bit of it here. You know, it's sort of, I'm trying to make it subtle in some and less subtle in others. And I use a lot of these pieces with words. I kind of like words. I come from comics, so it's fun for me. It's more pop. You can laugh, and it can also be sad at the same time. I call them smalls. They're sort of conceptual. Again, abstract comics, some portraiture, a lot of musicians, a lot of different attitudes. A lot of strange comic strip stuff in there. There's a mouse with a bazooka. You know, some I think are a little bit more complete as they are. Some might just be sketches for future work. But this isn't stuff for sale yet. But this is some comics I have in progress. That's a whole nother story. I have a bunch of more small work here. Again, portraits, some comic stuff. Some characters, and then let's look at some of the other bigger work. Hello. I've got some bigger pieces here. There's just not enough wall space at the studio. Again, same idea. Words and music. Doing some harmonizing. This one's got some paint peels. A little bit of found object stuff in it. And again, another singer. But very, very little actually resembles her anymore. It's just more the inspiration. A little bit different. These are more actually connected to musicians because this is work for them. This is an album cover. This is a portrait for a friend that I made. Again, another portrait for a friend. I did a few of them, and this one I kept for myself because I just liked it. And here's one more. It's a very large portrait of a band that I hope to collaborate with in the future, and you never know what will happen. I want to show you a few more things. I've got some well-staged zines here. So that's kind of what I'm known for is comics and mini comics and zines. Some comics are very sort of traditional panels, characters, not so much superheroes, but you get the idea. And then some of them are a little bit more abstract. This is a lot of my sketching for my sketchbook, and then I collage it together. This has got a silk screen cover, so it's pretty tight. I like it. I've got a couple mini comics here. These are just weird stream of consciousness, little characters. Whatever I feel like doing. It's fun. They're just good outlet, good brain outlet. This is a little bit different. These are zines about music again, but they're mostly written word, not a whole lot of illustration. I do the silk screening for the covers though. There's another one, and here's another one. And I do this with a couple friends, so it's a collaboration. Speaking of collaboration, we'll get to this one in a minute. Speaking of collaboration, I also do a bunch of collaboration zines. These are both about movies, and this one's more of a political thing with a bunch of friends. And this is pretty recent. Alternative Cats. Yeah. Anyways, and then getting back to this one. This is a flip book. It's Reggie the Lovable Record Slob and Hoop Analog and his record shop, and it is a copy of this, which is a project that's made on recycled records from thrift stores. I've done a couple of these, and I turn the musicians into these different characters, and I wrote a script connecting the records to each other. So it's kind of it's looking at illustration and music, but not from my original source material, but from the record as the source material. So that's a lot of fun. And yeah, so that's something new I'm working on. Hey, it's Eric again. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Again, Eric Gordon, DC Creepers. I'm on the Instagram. I'm on the tweet. I might be doing some other social media. Oh yeah, I have some web stuff. So there's a website, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to like put a freeze frame at the end of this, and it's going to be like boom website, and then right after that it's going to be like boom Etsy. So you're going to be like, wow, I know all the things that he told me I was going to know. So there you go.